Light is Britain's far-right conspiracy theory paper spreading hate and vicious lies. No, that's what the BBC say. The Light is the only national newspaper bringing you the real news and informed opinion on what's really going on today. You can subscribe, order copies, submit articles, and read back issues on our website, thelightpaper.co.uk, and see for yourself why the establishment are so worried about the uncensored truth getting out to people every month. The Light Paper. Not far right, just right so far. thelightpaper.co.uk.
Scene script. Have you ever pondered the idea of financial independence and early retirement? The notion of not having to clock in at 9 or wrestle with the daily grind? Imagine a life where you're not shackled by financial obligations or a demanding job. It's not an impossible dream, but a reality for those who embrace the FIRE movement. That's financial independence, retire early. Consider the tale of Jane, a woman in her early 30s. Jane was an ordinary person living an ordinary life. She had a 9-to-5 job, a mortgage, car payments, and a lifestyle that was comfortable but hardly extravagant. And like most people, she dreamed of a life where she didn't have to worry about money. Jane decided to make a change. She began by cutting back on non-essential expenses, saving as much of her income as possible. She invested wisely, focusing on assets that generated passive income that didn't require her to trade time for money. Slowly but surely, Jane began to build her financial independence. She was still working, but she was no longer living paycheck to paycheck. She had a safety net, a cushion that gave her the freedom to make choices based on what she wanted, not what she needed. Fast forward 10 years, Jane, now in her early 40s, had achieved her goal. She was financially independent. She had enough passive income to cover her living expenses, and she no longer needed to work to survive. She was free to retire early, to spend her time as she pleased. Jane's story may seem extraordinary, but it's not unique. It's the story of anyone who has embraced the principles of the FIRE movement. It's a tale of discipline, of sacrifice, and of a relentless pursuit of financial independence. To summarize, the key points discussed today revolve around the idea of financial independence and early retirement. It requires discipline and sacrifice, cutting back on non-essential expenses and saving as much as possible. It involves investing wisely, focusing on assets that generate passive income. But most importantly, it requires a change in mindset. It's about seeing money not as a means to buy things, but as a tool to buy freedom. It's about understanding the true value of time and the freedom that comes with not having to trade it for money. This is the essence of the FIRE movement. It's not just about retiring early, it's about achieving financial independence, about gaining the freedom to live life on your own terms. Like Jane, you too can embrace the principles of the FIRE movement and embark on a journey towards financial independence and early retirement. After all, the only thing standing between you and your financial freedom is you.
Ever wondered how much you'd need to save to achieve financial independence? The answer lies within the mathematics of a concept known as FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The most essential number in your journey to financial independence is calculated by multiplying your annual spend by 25. Notice the emphasis on annual spend, not annual income. This calculation is based on the principle that you need £300 invested for every pound you wish to spend each month in passive income. Hence, your FIRE number is also your monthly spend times 300. This mathematical principle is founded on the 4% safe withdrawal rate, as defined by financial advisor William Bengen. He proposed this rate after analyzing the S&P 500, which typically produces an average of better than 10% growth per year when studied over a period of approximately 30 years. Bengen considered factors such as inflation and market volatility. After studying previous market activity, he concluded that a 4% rate of withdrawal per year would provide for a 30-year sustainable portfolio in the vast majority of cases. So to paint a clearer picture, if your monthly spend is £1,000, then your target for financial independence is 300 times 1,000, or £300,000. Alternatively, if your annual spend is £12,000, your financial independence target is 25 times 12,000, which also equates to £300,000. The first step in planning your financial independence, therefore, lies in understanding your monthly and yearly expenditure. Without this knowledge, it is impossible to take further strides towards your financial freedom. In summary, the mathematics of FIRE revolves around the principle of multiplying your annual spend by 25 or your monthly spend by 300 based on the 4% safe withdrawal rate. Knowing your monthly and annual spend is crucial in determining the amount you need to save to achieve financial independence. Armed with this knowledge, you can then plan your journey towards financial freedom. Remember, the journey to financial independence is not a sprint, but a marathon. Embrace the mathematics of FIRE and take the first step towards your financial independence today.
Whoops, didn't mean to cut that off just as abruptly as that. Good morning guys, it's 7:58 on Monday the 1st of September 2025, and that means that we have completed 3 years and 22 weeks of this roughly 8-year FIRE journey or FIRE experiment. Just before the market in the UK opens, let me draw your attention to where things closed on Friday. So price on Friday closing £90.63, and that was down 0.2%, so 0.4% down at close. Now today is actually a holiday in the United States, so the US market itself will be closed for trading today. However, in the UK there is no public holiday, and as the fund that I invest in, the Vanguard S&P 500 exchange traded fund, this version of it is priced in pounds, and that's because it trades on the London Stock Exchange, so it will open today as normal. Currently, as things stand, we've 26,900 odd in the portfolio. The return on investment is just over 26%, and we've got 297.5 shares more or less in the portfolio. Now the stats from Friday, you'll see there for the single day on Friday, the market actually closed at pretty much its lowest point. It looks as if that just moved, so I don't know if the market has just opened, and as you can see, it's trading a little bit lower than the highest point seen in the last rolling year. So let's go back up and see if things have moved. Okay, so they have. So the market is currently open, and well, there's virtually no change actually, to tell the truth. It's 0.02% of a downward move there. Right, before we get on and do any investing, let me draw your attention to Monzo.
I want a bank that makes money easy.
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
And you are?
We're a bank called Monzo.
Oh.
I want a bank that shows me what I spend instantly.
No problem, just give us a go. See?
Can you make splitting bills easy?
Super easy, check this out.
But it's a real faff to sign up.
It takes less than 10 minutes.
Race you.
You're on.
Can I talk to a real person 24/7?
Of course.
Even now?
Yep.
Even now?
Anytime.
Can you tell me when I'm running a little low on cash?
We certainly can.
Cool. Can I afford these?
You certainly can't, sorry. Can't afford that either.
That's a real shame.
Not really. Time's up, how'd you get on?
It's a draw.
Can you help me save for my next holiday?
Oh, how about you set up a savings pot in the Monzo app called Barbados, baby?
Thanks for listening, Monzo.
We're all ears.
You can go now.
Rude. You make Monzo Monzo.
Okay, so as mentioned at the bottom of the screen, there are affiliate links to Monzo and also Smarty Mobile in the description for the video. Both companies that I use and find reliable, at least so far. If that changes, of course, I will let you know. But if you use those affiliate links, we can both benefit from that. Let's have a look at the notifications before we go any further. Marvell Technology falls 17% after Q2 data center revenue and guidance miss estimates. Dell falls 9% as rising production costs and competition weigh on margins. And then finally Alibaba up 11%. As strong cloud growth and AI momentum overshadow tough e-commerce competition. Now we can see the last investment in the portfolio was made 5 days ago, so we're not quite at the weak point yet, but it's just simply due to the shifts that I'm going to be working this week. This was my best opportunity to be sure to be able to get on and do a live stream. But on the whole, generally, we seem to be able to manage to do an investment certainly every week, and often as not within a day or so of a week of the last one. So I would say things are going reasonably well from that point of view. Let's hit the buy button. And if you follow the channel, you'll know that each week I invest 120 theoretical pounds from the Vanguard, from the Trading 212 Practice Platforms Fund. So they give you £50,000 in the practice account to get you going. And we're investing that in the Vanguard S&P 500 Exchange Traded Fund. You can see the current price and so on at the top there. Basically, the reason I'm using the practice portfolio is just to keep my own investing private. But this is also an attempt to test, if you like, the FIRE methodology to see how it goes over certainly 8 years in terms of building a portfolio. 8 years simply because that's the length of time that it'll take to exhaust the free funds, the 50,000 that are provided. But nevertheless, I think it is a reasonable test. So today's current value, that's going to buy us roughly 1.3 shares. We're going to review the order. I always do a market buy, normally trading when the market is open. Let's send it through. We bought 1.32 shares. Purchase price £90.62. I don't think I mentioned the average purchase price earlier, but that will have gone up very slightly, so it's now at £71.91. The portfolio value has now just crept over the 27,000 mark, and return on investment just beneath 26% there as things stand, 25.99. Not really much to say about that. I'm just having a little scroll down here in case anything catches my eye, but there's nothing very much to talk about there, and the move on the market has decreased even compared to what it was, down to minus 0.01% for the day, just as things stand. So continuing along nicely, as I say, we're at this now a bit over 3 years, so we're approaching the halfway mark, I guess, and as we're investing, we're still seeing this return on investment of over a quarter. So that's not to be sneezed at. But yeah, that's basically going to be it for today. So if you have been following the journey, thank you for doing so. If you would like to, hit the subscribe button, and if you particularly enjoyed today's episode, why not give it a thumbs up. But in the meantime, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week.